Afternoon. My name is Mike. I am on the marketing team at Google's New York office, and I'm passionate about technology and creativity and what it means for brands as they build new experiences in the digital age. We call this art, copy, and code. Art, copy, code is about the merging of different creative disciplines, art directors, copywriters, creative engineers, everyone coming together to build new experiences for brands and businesses. Experiences that we hope consumers will love, remember, and share. We spend a lot of time at Google thinking about how these worlds collide. We spend a lot of time thinking about the future of advertising. What will advertising be in 5 years? What will it look like? What will consumers want, expect? How will brands deliver upon that? What's Google's role in that process? You know as well as I do that 5 years is near impossible to predict, so instead we break that into a much more manageable chunk of time. We say, well, what can we build in the next 3 to 6 months? What can we learn? What can we test? How might we create the future that we think is coming? And today I'm going to share with you 3 different projects that I've been fortunate to be a part of as we sort of explore what that future might look like. Before we get to that, I want to set just a tiny bit of context. We live in a world of abundance, and this is important to note because our modern marketing and media did not come out of a world of abundance. Just a few decades ago, I could buy my 30-second spot on TV, reach the vast majority of my audience. Today, of course, there's thousands of channels, there's billions of videos, and there's a near infinite amount of social content out there. Screen time alone has grown 500% in 3 years, and what amazes me about this world of abundance is that consumers are thriving. They're not feeling overwhelmed because they've developed these amazing cognitive tools to filter out all the clutter. There is no clutter. They're filtering in what they want. We call that choice plus immersion. You heard Eileen talk this morning. It's not the attention economy, it's the intention economy. And what we see are that consumers will choose to engage with content. When they do, they go deep. You see, there's this false understanding that media has to be getting shorter, shorter, and shorter. What's my 140-character message? What's my 10-second snap? Oh my God, how do I communicate this in emojis? The research actually shows something different. Feature-length films have grown 10 minutes on average over the last 5 years. George R.R. Martin, who wrote Game of Thrones, or is writing Game of Thrones, has written 6,000 pages. When he stops to update his blog, he gets hate mail for not writing more. Write more before HBO spoils it. Right? On the YouTube ads leaderboard, the average watch time of this content is 2 minutes. This is a world that wants more. They want choice, and then they will go deep. But this is a world that we have to adapt to. It's a new world to build brand experiences in. The way that we on the Art Copy Code team make sense of this is through a simple framework about working smarter, not harder, not spending more money. It begins by learning human behavior. You heard Eileen talk about human behavior this morning. We believe that online behavior is a great signal for that, and we also augment that with offline research. It's then about finding your moment. There's a myriad moments during the day. We learned this morning that there's 146,000 signals every single second. That's a moment every single second. Find the right one to connect with your consumer. Find a way to add value at the right time. And the last is deliver a simple, compelling experience, something that invites choice, because when the consumers do choose, they will go deep. So that's enough about frameworks, enough about the setup. I would love to dive into the work, and I'm going to share with you how this all comes to life. And we're going to start with the video game industry. We're going to talk about EA Sports, one of the largest game publishers out there. Their bread and butter is Madden NFL football. It's near and dear to me. I grew up playing this game after school on the weekends, and that is exactly their brand challenge, because they don't need old guys like me. They want young millennial gamers who grew up playing first-person shooters like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Right? They had a brand awareness challenge, a brand affinity challenge, but here's the human behavior. Those same younger millennial folks are watching real football, the National Football League, every single weekend. In fact, NFL's TV ratings are at an all-time high. So the brief was straightforward. How might we grow the Madden brand by tapping into NFL fandom? Now, as with luck would have it, it was Super Bowl season. We're all gathered around the TV. This guy, Peyton Manning, quarterback for the Denver Broncos, was having a terrible game. He steps off the field, he picks up the telephone, makes a phone call. To whom, we don't know, maybe a coach, maybe a mentor, maybe his wife. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that one of those TV watchers took a screen grab of it, wrote a funny headline, and shared it online. And that was shared again and again and again. And by the end of the game, we had the Peyton Manning fail meme. This is human behavior of real football fans when they're watching TV. They're on their second screen, they're consuming content, they're making it their own, they're sharing it. It's not even limited to football or the United States. Pick your favorite global sport, your favorite global athlete. We see this in the data. It was actually hiding there all along. When we look at Google Trends, interest in memes and GIFs and sort of visual imagery is at an all-time high. So we took this human behavior and we came up with what might be the simplest creative idea. What if we took the Madden NFL game and we made it the visual language of NFL? And we built something called the Giferator. And I'm going to play you a quick clip so you can sort of see what the Giferator is. All right, so we've learned the human behavior, we've come up with a creative idea. How do we identify the right moment? Nielsen has a great stat out there that talks about how 84% of smartphone and tablet owners use that device as a second screen while they're watching TV. So naturally, we looked at search and site behavior patterns across Google. This is also from the Super Bowl. This chart shows automotive brands who ran TV commercials during the game. And each of these different colors maps to a different brand. I don't know what they are, but let's say this is Ford, Nissan, and Audi. And what we see consistently in the data is when something happens on TV within seconds, search activity spikes. Site, app activity related to what consumers are watching on TV spikes, and then it all decays in about 10 or 15 minutes. This is the window of opportunity. This is the moment to engage that NFL-loving fan. So we built a GIF engine. We took hundreds of 5-second video clips out of the Madden video game. We wrote hundreds of headlines to talk about every possible play in the game. We added the fun backgrounds that you might see on sites like Imager and Giphy. We then took a live data feed of all the real-time sports scores from the NFL. We packaged this up in ads. We served it programmatically across Google's ad network. So every single team had its own audience segment. My hometown team is the Philadelphia Eagles, which meant as soon as the Philadelphia Eagles scored a touchdown and I am cheering and high-fiving, within seconds I had an Eagles GIF on my phone, giving me something I will like and I will increase my chances of engaging with. This is where it gets fun. How do we get consumers to go deep? They engaged at twice the rate as a normal display ad. Then we gave the keys to the fans, and we allowed them to make their own. And over the course of the campaign, they made 400,000 different GIFs. I'm going to show you three of sort of my favorite that have popped up. And I show you this because this is where consumers are starting to make the content their own. I can't brief a creative team to write headlines like this. This was like marketing gold. Day 2, we became a trending topic on Tumblr. This fan wrote out all the lyrics to Let It Go from Disney's Frozen. I have no idea why, but they're going deep. Think about how much time that took to make and post. My favorite thing happened on YouTube. I got a call from one of our developers and said, Mike, warning, somebody posted a YouTube video about the Giferator. It turns out there's a number of them. This is my favorite one because somebody made a music video to the early 2000, sort of one-hit wonder band Evanescence. And we'll play a quick clip of it.
Wake me up inside. Can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. Wake me up. Bid my blood to run. Can't wake up before I come undone. Save me from the nothing I've become.
So bringing this full circle, the behavior is that NFL fans are watching TV every single weekend with a device in their hand. They are searching and browsing sites for related content that times with what they see on TV, providing the perfect opportunity for EA to share its content with these consumers, to invite them to choose their brand. When they did, they provided an experience that allowed those fans to go deep. 400,000 gifts made. For every gift that was shared, it drove 3 additional visitors back to EA's website. 9 minutes on average spent in the experience. So let's take this same process, let's switch gears, we're going to change industries, and we're going to talk about movies. And when you talk about movies last year, it's hard not to talk about The Hunger Games. If someone hasn't seen The Hunger Games, here's the quick synopsis. Right, dystopian future, Katniss is the hero, they're in film 3 out of 4, one of the largest film franchises out there, following up one of the largest book franchises. The brief was pretty straightforward. How do we make it the biggest film of the year, and how do we give Hunger Games fans more of what they love? We began with human behavior, and a simple search on Google for fan art yields thousands of results like this. Beautifully crafted drawings, paintings, and sketches. Fan fiction, you get even more. One site has 42,000 stories. One of these stories here has 18 different chapters, has been read 2.2 million times. That would make it a bestseller on any list out there. People are going deep with this type of content. Now, it's Hunger Games, it's films. Naturally, we're going to look at what is human behavior on YouTube as well. We started doing some research with Hunger Games fans on YouTube. They have a natural affinity for creators. They find them entertaining, authentic, more so than mainstream celebrities. They're hungry for content. You heard Eileen mention earlier today that 50% of YouTube view time is consumed on a mobile device. Mobile's a behavior. What amazes me about that is when this younger audience is engaging with the content, they're twice as engaged as when they are watching TV. So now we know the human behavior, we know the moment. What do we do with that? Well, we take the world of the Hunger Games, we take the world of YouTube creators, and we take the behavior around fan art and fan fiction, and we set out to reimagine the classic movie trailer. And it looks like this.
Greetings, fellow citizens of Pan Am. I'm Jimmy Wong.
And I'm Ashley Adams.
I'm Corinne Lee.
And I'm Rob Czar.
My name is Shane Faison, and I'm a senior peacekeeper training officer.
My name is Justine Zarek, and I'm a district liaison to the Capitol.
We citizens of District 5 expand our knowledge to better serve our great nation.
The stage is so huge.
We're going in true Hollywood style.
Crazy professional lights, camera equipment.
I would have flown out of this vehicle. It's pretty cool.
To begin with, the idea was to find an interactive way to sort of reinvent or rethink the approach to a movie trailer.
We cook fictional foods from movies, video games, books.
We've done some small stuff like that, but nothing, I don't think, ever on this scale.
This type of integration made perfect sense for my channel. I'm able to do something scientific, show a real science experiment, and also pretend like I'm in the Hunger Games world.
And my channel is all about technology, pop culture. Not only do I love the Hunger Games, I'm a part of District 6, which is transportation, but we're also taking a really big technology angle.
Fight Tips is an anti-bullying, mixed martial arts, self-defense channel.
This sewing machine, which is probably inoperable.
It's definitely operable. It just needs a bobbin, a thread holder.
It was like an automatic yes, because we've done so many Hunger Games videos in the past.
I think that Lionsgate is at the cutting edge, which is involving people with big online audiences in promoting their content.
It's an opportunity to team up with the people at Lionsgate and with the team at Google with the release of this new film from the Hunger Games trilogy.
It really allowed us to do something new and something really exciting.
We're blurring the lines between TV, film, online.
I mean, I have nothing to compare it to.
And there's gonna be explosions, so sign me up.
Hopefully they'll get a kick out of watching and it'll get them excited about the upcoming movie. Success for this project is being able to bring those two audiences together.
Watch District Voices, a new 5-episode series from Capitol TV.
Okay, let's talk about how you go deep with this content. It really came down to the distribution strategy in 3 different places where this content was placed. So the first one was adding this content to each of the YouTube creators' channels, and with that, putting all the great behind-the-scenes, Easter egg stuff, things that would invite commentary in all the comments here. Part 2, aggregating that. Lionsgate took it all together. They created a page on their YouTube channel called Capitol TV. That way they could reach all the Hunger Games fans. And then they ran this as TrueView ads and using a YouTube masthead, casting a wide net to get, as Avinash might say, the largest addressable audience. It was still 2-3 weeks out from when ticket sales even went on sale for the film, so this was all about getting fans excited and getting them ready to buy once ticket sales do open. You saw the stats in the video, 3 million views, 80,000 combined likes, comments, shares. I pulled up one of my favorite ones that we saw. And of course, Hunger Games goes on to be one of the most successful films of last year. Starting with human behavior, finding the right moment, being simple but allowing those fans to go deep with content. I want to share with you one final example, and it's in the retail space, and it's with one of my favorite brands back home in the States. We're going to talk about Target. Target's the 4th largest retailer in the United States. They have about 1,800 different stores. If you're like our family, you go to Target almost every weekend, and you have your list with, say, maybe $10 worth of toiletries, and you walk out spending $50, $60, whatever, and you don't care. You love the store. It's phenomenal. And that's true 11 months out of the year until you get to holiday time, and the store changes, right? Holiday shopping is stressful. It's intense. And the brief was simple. How do we make Target stores even more fun during the holiday shopping period? We began with the human behavior, and for this we actually did some ethnographic research. We did shop-along studies with young moms at Target and other stores to better understand their feelings as they're going through this process. And it was fascinating because the way that they describe shopping in Target during the holiday season compares it to like war. We heard things like combat, defensive shopping. I've got to get my gift for my kid at the best price and before someone else gets it. It's this like feeling of intensity that we heard loud and clear. More about the human behavior. These same shoppers are turning to their mobile devices. 87% of mobile phone owners are searching before they go in the store, right? Arm me with information so I can be effective in that store and I can win the battle during the holiday season. When I'm in the store, 75% are looking up stats. They're looking at prices, reviews, accessories that they should buy. That's the behavior, that's the moment. What do we do with that? Well, we worked with Target and its agency, 72 and Sunny, and we created something called Bullseye's Playground. Now, if you're not familiar with the brand, Bullseye is Target's animated character. Well, it's actually a real dog. It's got a cute little Target logo on its eye, and he's got a bunch of friends that we brought to life in a mobile Chrome experiment. And we made sure to distribute that experiment on mobile phones, both outside of the store as well as in the store. And to bring that to life, I'm going to show you a video right now.
During the holidays, more and more people are shopping online. Target had to give people not only a new reason to come in, but a fun incentive to stay and shop the whole store. Target and Google present Bullseye's Playground, a pioneering mobile adventure that transformed 1,800 Target stores across America into a virtual winter wonderland. There were 2 ways to enjoy the experience. We began by creating 6 unique mobile games built with WebGL. Each game contained exclusive content you could only get by finding codes hidden all around the store. Encouraging families to explore the stores and have fun with the season's hottest toys.
Yes!
To build further momentum at key locations, we then created a fully immersive experience using an experimental Google tablet that maps physical spaces in 3D. This transformed every inch of Target stores into a virtual winter wonderland.
Wow!
Guests could have snowball fights, discover characters, and find fun surprises down every aisle.
Oh, hello, Mr. Snowman!
And in the spirit of the holidays, Target gave $1 to St. Jude Children's Hospital for every game played. Bullseye's Playground struck a chord with families across America, doubling our goal with almost 500,000 gameplays over the holidays and over 41,000 hours played, and was picked up in national earned media, generating over 768 million media impressions. But most importantly, we gave families not only a reason to come into the store, but have fun together while they were there.
Okay, let's talk about how you go deep with a content strategy like this. We actually studied popular games on the Google Play Store and the App Store, understanding what makes those games, so much fun and sort of eat up so much of our time. And we built them in, so things like unlockable levels, unlockable characters, things that you could do outside of the store, things that you could do only if you were in the store, things that you could do if you explored certain parts of the store and interacted with point of sale, And lastly, things that you could do if you were on one of Google's Tango devices, providing a really deep, rich experience. As you saw, 500,000 gameplays, 42,000 hours of time spent with this fun Target content, going all the way back to the brief. How do we make that Target shopping experience more fun during an otherwise stressful time? So as I come to a close, I want to reiterate sort of where we began from. We live in this world of abundance. We have so many choices out there, and what is amazing is that consumers have adapted to this. They've filtered out all the clutter. They've filtered in exactly what they want. They are following this idea of choice plus immersion. It's not attention, it's intention. This is a great opportunity for us. It changes the game a bit, but it means that we have the ability to build really rich experiences. And if consumers choose our experience, they will go deep. The way that we make sense of that on the art, copy, code team is that we start everything with human behavior, both online and offline. We then look at all the moments throughout the day, and we select the one or two that make the most sense for this brand so that we can add value to that consumer. And last but not least, we deliver a simple but compelling experience that if and when that consumer chooses to engage, they can then go deep. They can make their gifts, they can watch dozens of videos, they can play hours of games. This brings me to the end. Everything I share with you today is on our site, artcopycode.com. I want to thank you so much for coming to Brand Reimagined. You've got a great few speakers coming up. Thank you so much.